Yeah. Ghost, we make him fly like a ghost. If he want talk on the game, the heater gon' turn into toast. If he pull out and we spliffed him, he was just doing a distance. Promise we ain't gon' miss him. His soul gon' fly when we lift him. Bye, good riddance. Why is this haunting her feelings? To the top on a mission. I got a shot, take it with precision. You ain't never if you ain't down to get it. Fuck your vibe if you ain't vibing with us. No, no, no. Bye, bye, bye. Clock him out. He ain't gon' talk when the Glock is off. You ain't gon' talk when the Glock is off. Headshot, knock him out. Ah, get him, bye.
Hey guys, so my dumbass played the wrong intro, so I got to play me and JJ's intro. As I said, JJ was caught in traffic, so I am waiting for her to come. Of course, she's trying to be here. That's why I changed the time. Oh, there she goes. Oh, there she goes. See, I'm always the late one, never JJ. Hey, JJ.
I'm here.
I know.
Yes,
I was like,
usually
she's never late. Wait, let me. Okay, am I behind? I think I am. JJ, you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Sorry, my phone down here is like slow. So, hey. Okay, so let us say hello to everybody.
Look at you looking all cute. I don't look cute. I look like a ghost. I'm all pale.
No,
I spent 12 hours in a surgeon's.
Oh, that's right.
Today was a day. Today was a day. 12 hours.
And then you got caught in traffic.
Surgeon. Yes.
Are you okay? Is your mouth okay?
And
oh God.
Oh,
I forgot to turn off my
great.
phone, JJ. I might get kicked, guys. Shit. How do I do? I didn't even. Oh my God. I didn't even look. I don't care. Listen, guys. If I get kicked, don't worry. I will be back. I will not end the stream. Okay. Let me say hello to everybody. Okay. Mama T. Hello, sweetie pie. Kirsten NZ. Hey, Mama. Vera. Hey. Oh, I almost said hi to myself. I'm an idiot. I saw my name. I was like, oh my God. Okay. Itrus. Hi, Adele. Hey, Adele. Hey, Jenny Lee. Hey, Jim Jules. How are you? J Fid. Salima. Hi. Nice to see you. Feel the love
too, y'all.
I'm saying hi too. Living in gratitude. Hey, sweetie. Thank you so much. Marianne. Hey, sweetie pie. Okay, so I think I caught everybody. Listen, if I ever miss you, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Last time I saw that Maddie Carroll had come in. I always watch the replay to see the chat. And I saw that she came in and she had asked about a good cleanser. I totally missed her comment, and I think everybody else missed it. I feel so bad. So Maddie Carroll, if you happen to watch, I apologize for missing your comment. I'm going to be doing a live. Hopefully JJ will come on with me to talk about like my favorite products, cleansers that I use that are not expensive. JJ could talk about higher end that works for her, different stuff. So I will be doing that. We will be doing that, talking about like good makeup that's not expensive, good skincare, cleansers, and all of that stuff. So Maddie Carroll, I apologize. I did not see you last time, but I apologize for that. So how are you? Oh, besides being in the dentist Rachel M. Hey, Chronic Space. Hey, sweetie. Chronic Space, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're breathing better.
Yeah, exactly.
She's been really sick, so thank you for being here. I appreciate it. In the bushes, I hear you. You're Legoing in the bushes. I need some Legos too. Thank you, Adele. Thank you. Hey, Miranda. Okay, so you guys may know, maybe you don't know. I always got to stop assuming people know. We were intending on doing a homeless stream, which we still are going to do, but that requires more research. I do want to put in clips of homeless people in my city. I have a few pictures. I just want to compile them and make them into a video because I still don't know how to share my screen on my phone, but I do know how to compile them like an intro or video, and I can just play it during the live and show you. So that's what I want to do. That's why I didn't really want to do it yet, because I wanted to be thorough. I want it to be done properly, and I want it to be done with respect for people that are homeless. It's never to shame anybody, and anybody's pictures that I'll be using is always going to be with their permission. I would never just secretly, film somebody that's homeless and then put it on the internet. That's why it's taking me a little longer, because I don't want to get punched in the eye asking somebody, can I film them? Because, it's New York. You don't want to do all that. But so that is why I just wanted to explain that, because that's what we said we were going to be doing on Thursday. That stream is still coming. JayJay next Thursday, right? Is next Thursday, right, JayJay?
Yep. Next Thursday, yes.
Next Thursday on JayJay's channel, she will be doing a like spooky stories.
Paranormal,
right? Thank you. Yes. Paranormal,
yes.
Thank you. Paranormal stories. She's gonna have a panel where people can come up and tell stories that they've experienced. So some people may not believe in the paranormal, may not believe in that. That's no disrespect to anybody, but it's for people to share experiences that they may have had, and everybody can have their own opinion and whatever. As a kid, I experienced a lot of that stuff. As an adult, not really, but as a kid. But then again, I was a kid. Maybe my imagination ran away with me. I have some really, really scary stories from when I was a kid. It was always in this one apartment. This one apartment was scary as hell. Anyway, so that'll be next Thursday on JayJay's channel. At what time, JayJay?
6:30 normal time.
Okay, so JayJay is J times 2. If you haven't, you may want to check out her channel, because she will be doing that stream next Thursday. Sunday, which is 3 days from now. When I scheduled my live, I scheduled it for 10 days, and then I realized, oh crap, I meant for 3 days. It's just going to be about perspectives and how everyone's perspective is different, and how everyone's perspective should be respected, because we don't all come from the same walks of life, and our perspectives are going to be different because of that. So that's just to let you know what's coming up. Tonight, we were thinking about topics, and we were like, usually it's like questions and answers. I'm trying to make it more educational instead of just coming here, flipping on people. That's not what I wanted to do. That's not why I did my channel. So I'm trying to
flip on people.
Yeah, right. There's enough of that on the internet right now. The internet is gone crazy, I think. So I want to steer away from all of that, because I get somehow drug into it no matter what I do. So I'm really just trying to stay by the bathrooms, and I'm dragging JayJay and all of you guys. We're staying by the bathroom, okay? We all just gonna stay over here. Yeah, right there by the bathroom. Don't worry about it. Nobody will mess with us. The bathrooms are unisex, so don't worry about it. We good. Okay, we're gonna stay over here. We're gonna stay over here. We're gonna stay.
Hey, Cindy. People bother us whether we're by the bathroom, in the bathroom. It really doesn't matter. They're gonna drag us out. Like, we could be on the toilet. They're gonna drag us out.
That's true.
We'll be thrown right in the middle of
That's
stuff.
true. Yeah. So regardless, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I am really learning that there's nothing I could do about it. Really, what can you do? You can't fight everybody on the internet, and half of these people are anonymous. What I'm gonna do? Get mad and get my blood pressure up, and for nothing, there's nothing I could do about it. So, I'm glad, Chronic Space, that you've been discharged. You're home. Good. That story about Michelle Cho went national. I heard about her tragic death in the subway. Yeah, right. I'm telling you, it was terrifying, because especially when anybody who takes the subway can relate to that fear. You don't have to only live in New York. Anybody that has been on the subway knows sometimes people fall in. Sometimes somebody will drop something in the tracks and jump in there to get it. And there's been times where somebody has dropped something in the tracks and jumped in there to get it and needed help getting back up, because then they saw a train coming and they didn't have time to run all the way to where the steps were. And if nobody helps you up, you're kind of helpless, so it's very dangerous. But being pushed in the tracks is like terrifying because
God.
you have to be alert and aware of your surroundings at all times. When I'm on the subway, I'm aware. I have my AirPods in, but I have them very, very low. And I don't play that. Like I said, I stand against the wall. And if I'm on a subway platform where there's tracks behind me and in front of me, there's the pillars, I hug them shit. Ever since this happened, I literally put my arm around the pillar because listen, you gonna drag me with the pillar. I'm not playing. It's really scary. So yeah, so
Oh
that
my
really
God,
scared me.
I'd probably chain myself to the damn pillar
It's
until the train
yeah,
came. I mean, that's a little scary. It's like the purge or something out there in New
it's
York. I don't know.
scary.
I'm
It's
glad I'm in the
scary.
country.
Yeah, it's been happening for a long time, and no matter what, people are still doing it. Like I don't get it. I really don't get it. But this 40-year-old woman lost her life. Like I said, I know people in my personal life that have lost limbs. They were intoxicated and fell in the tracks, and so there's many different reasons. That's why if you're feeling ill, always sit down on the benches. Never anyway. It's so we'll talk about that when we talk about homelessness. But hi, Carly Hannah. I saw her. I know I was like I saw Carly Hannah. Hi, Carly Hannah. Thank you for being here. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody else. No, I don't think so. Oh, if I did, so sorry, so sorry, so sorry. So anyway, yeah. We just thought we'd just have a chat with you guys. There's been a lot of stuff going on the internet, as I said, on YouTube, and I just think that what's been bothering me lately about it is how everyone is now afraid to come into chats, into anybody's chat, right?
Yeah.
Like with
Yep.
somebody like me that I'm a tiny person. My platform is tiny, but I know that people are also afraid to come into my chat because then it's assumed that you are aligned with me or something, and that makes me sad. That makes me sad that you can't just come and sorry, maybe you don't even really like to listen to me. You know, you may like people that are in my chat all the time and you come to chat with them, and now you're going to be scared and discouraged from coming into my chat because everybody's being exposed. Because if I say something out of my mouth, you know, when you come here, unless it's a set topic, and even with that, you don't know what I'm going to say out of my mouth. You really have no idea unless I spoke to you beforehand. It was like, oh, I'm about to spaz out. You really have
Right.
no firsthand knowledge of what's going to come out of my mouth. So you're in my chat innocently chatting amongst yourselves, and I say something that may be offensive, and now you guys are getting the heat for something that I've said as well. I don't agree with that. I don't think that that's right. I have always said from the beginning, I am responsible for my words, for my actions, right? If I post something
Yeah.
on Twitter, if I post something on YouTube, on Instagram, nobody else should get the heat for that but me. You know, nobody else. And so I hate that people are getting the blame for other people. People should be responsible for themselves, and that makes me sad because once that started and nobody checked it or nobody said, hey, we shouldn't be doing that, it's just snowballed and everybody's doing it now. Everybody's pulling everybody's car. Oh, look who was in such and such's chat. Oh, look at this bitch in this
Yeah.
chat. It's like,
Yeah.
what the freak? You know, we're
Yeah.
and like, let's say I do that, right? Let's say I don't like someone and I'm watching them, even though I don't like them, I'm still watching them. I'm watching them and I see somebody that I think is cool, and I see them in their chat, and I start side-eyeing them, right? And I'm like, you know, and now I go and I blast them, right? On Twitter or wherever I go and I blast them. And they're not saying anything disrespectful. They're not like stirring up crap between people. They're just giving their opinion. Right now I may win because now I just scared someone into not wanting to go into chats, but that will later affect me because now the person that I don't like, that creator, can do the same thing to people in my chat. It's like a ping pong game that we keep playing. I'm gonna blast anybody in your chat. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, I'm gonna do the same. And so we
Yeah.
start blasting people that really don't deserve that, and now everybody's hiding in the bushes. So now you got like 50 people watching you and only like 2 people chatting because everybody's terrified. You know, I don't think that that's okay for people just giving their opinion. Now, somebody that's a creator, somebody that's giving their opinion about somebody, of course you have the right to respond. But there's a middle ground, I think. And a lot of people are just going all or nothing. It's all or nothing. They forget about the middle ground, that gray area a lot. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel, and that's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's right. That's just how I feel about it. You know,
Right.
sometimes I'm gonna call some people out if I see them, like, if you coming at me crazy all the time, and then you want to hide behind the shield. No, you don't have the right to do that. But do we have the right to do that to everybody and anybody in our chats or in someone else's chats? I don't think so. It's okay, Miranda. I'm eating, so I won't be chatting for a minute. No, please eat. The hell?
Yeah, nothing's getting between me and my food.
Yeah, the internet has gone crazy. Yes, the bathroom
It
is my spot. Mine's too. Mine's too.
I
Sorry.
mean, yeah, it's gotten crazy and people are starting to conform to pressure, and that's a little scary. It really is. You
Yeah,
know, I always look at somebody that is a supporter as somebody who is super chatting, somebody who is a member. And listen, guys, you can unmember to somebody because they said something that, or a few somethings that you didn't like and it didn't
right,
run out yet. Or,
right.
you know, like it's to me, that is supporting, giving them extra. And I get it. You go into their chats, you're talking to people. A lot of times, I don't care what the
Right.
person is talking about. I just care about who's in the chat and who I
Yeah.
want to talk to and say hi
Yes.
to. And, you know, and I feel like people are conforming to pressure, and that really sucks. And that
It
pressure
does.
is, we don't like so and so. And because I saw you saying hi to somebody else in their chat, that means you support so and so.
Yeah.
And we're now going to attack you
Yep.
because you were in that chat. And to that, I say, ridiculous. For me, I'm, you know, I'm an adult. I'm gonna about to be 43 years old, and I'm gonna go where I damn well please. And they can attack me if they want. Is it fun to be dragged? No. But I do understand why some may not want to conform to that quote unquote rule. And you know, YouTube rules are a whole other deal. If it's not in TOS, it's a channel rule, not a
Yeah.
YouTube rule. Because let me
Right.
tell you, I don't know if everybody has looked around in other communities, but they say all kinds of words that if you're to say in this community, oh, that's it. It is the end of the
True.
world. Let me clutch my pearls. Oh my God.
I
I mean,
agree.
it's true. It is just, I could give you if you guys want a list of channels to go check out that would make you clutch your pearls, pull them off even, I can give you that list.
Hey, Tara
It's true.
Nicole. Sorry, let me say hi. Hi, Layla.
Yeah,
Hi,
absolutely.
Catherine Pertz. Hi, Nizzy Pie.
Hey.
Hey, Danielle Robinson, Mama. Chicago. 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 Sorry. Sorry, I'm gonna say that
Ooh,
every single time. I swear to God. I swear to God.
my
All
son
right.
is such a good child. He just brought me some Pinot Grigio with 3 ice cubes, just the way I like it.
Nice.
What a
Shit,
good
where my
kid.
son at with mines? No, I'm just kidding. My opinion, not yours. Hey, sweetie. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Let's see. I think I go everybody. But I wanted to say I do agree with that. And also the rules. She said, Tira said, I want that list. I got you. I know who
Oh,
out
I'll
here
give it
acting
to
up.
you, Tira.
Girl.
Give
And
it
I
to you.
yeah, and I think it's true, like the rules that, so like each creator, let's say, they have rules, like my only rule here is to try to be respectful. I say try because sometimes my mouth just walks away from me. That shit walks away from me. But to respect each other's opinions, right? I don't block people for having their own opinion. It's your delivery. Deliver it to me in a package that is, presentable. I'm going to bring that joint in my house. Deliver that joint all messed up. I'm not accepting that joint. I'm rejecting it, and I'm blocking it and kicking it across the room. So the
Right.
way you deliver your opinion to me makes a big difference. A little respect goes a long way. So that's the only rule I have. But it seems like a lot of people have rules that they set out for others that they don't follow themselves. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
correct.
Like that.
Absolutely.
How is that? What is that thing that they say? Uh, rules for thee and not for me, and all of that. Like, and I guess we could
Yes.
all be guilty of that. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not guilty of that. There's some times where I've said things and I've been a hypocrite because, you know, of course I've allowed it in certain instances, or there's certain times where I'm not going to talk about every situation. Like, let's say I talk about recovery. There can't be a time where I come here and talk about every instance where an addict was shamed or talked about or demeaned. What the freak? I'm not a robot. Listen, there's not enough hours in the day. So that is put on me a lot. Everybody, oh, what about this selfie? What about this selfie? Oh, wait, she said this in that chat. It's like, I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. What the freak? So I think that
Right.
becomes a bit overwhelming. Like, people expect you to see it all, address it all. And for a long time, I tried to be, politically correct, and was like, yeah, everybody, peace and love, kumbaya. That shit is freaking impossible. It's
Right.
impossible. And I just have to learn, and it's gonna cost me. But you know what? I've realized that YouTube is kind of like politics. Hear me out before y'all jump me. In the way that there are some subscribers that are like the undecided voters. I told JayJay this. There are some subscribers that are like the undecided voters when they're voting. They'll be watching. It's an analogy, guys. Okay, let's say there's two political candidates, right, and they hate each other, and the undecided voter is not sure who they want to vote for. So they'll watch a debate and they're like, oh, I like what this guy said. Oh, this guy's an asshole. Okay, I'm voting for this guy. The debate ends. They'll see something, political news, and they'll talk about this guy. Oh, look what this guy said. They're like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna vote for him. They go back and forth, right? I'm gonna vote for him today. They see something they don't like. I'm not gonna vote for him. Then they see something tomorrow. He's like kissing a baby or petting a puppy, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna vote for him again. That happens so much on YouTube. People subscribe, unsubscribe, subscribe, unsubscribe. According to, something I say today, people are going to unsubscribe. And then they may see me on Twitter talking about something that is important to them, and they'll resubscribe. That happens a lot on YouTube. And I just think that for people like that, you have to understand and meet people where they are, right? There's going to be people that do that all day. They subscribe to you, they unsubscribe, they subscribe to you. I'm not that kind of person, but that's just me. If I subscribe to you, it takes a really big thing for me to unsubscribe. And there have been times where I've unsubscribed from somebody, watched them for a few months, and I'm like, okay, I was wrong, or I was being petty. I was being a petty bitch. So I get that, but I'm here to be me all the time, and hopefully people will get to know me on that level and see that I'm flawed as fuck. But they just like to be around the mess that I am anyway. So that's what I hope for. And I see people say, oh, Cindy's always telling us what kind of a person she is. Yeah, you kind of have to. When people are coming for your character and coming for things about you, sometimes you feel like you have to defend yourself, and they're like, oh, let your actions speak for themselves. But on YouTube, what I say is kind of my actions. Because this is not a baseball game. I'm not sitting here playing baseball so I could show you how good I am at baseball. For me, being on YouTube, the speaking, giving my opinion is my action here. I don't know what other action they expect me to give, but giving my opinion is going to show you the kind of person I am. So I don't know how people expect me to stop speaking about the person I am when that is why I'm on YouTube. Kind of confuses me, but then again, it is what it is, Hey, Bama Huntress, how are you, sweetie boy? Hello. So let's see what people are saying, because Cindy could talk all the time. Tira says, that's so crazy. You are being asked to speak on things other creators say that, and I trip out. Very few supporters ever hit me up about what they want my comment on. And I don't think it's right to do that. I used to get so many emails like that. Like, oh, Cindy, why are you not talking about this? And I'm like,
yeah, they do that.
I don't do
all
that,
the time.
Yeah. So I did a lot more. Hi, Deborah. Hey, sweetie boy. But and I respect that. People can email you and they want to know your opinion on stuff. That's fine. But when people demand you speak on something, that's a bit different. Like people on Twitter, like, adding me, like, oh, well, what? I've never spoken to you before in my life. Like, who are you? What are you? Why are you demanding I do anything? I'm not doing that. I'm not going to respond well to that, because who are you? Who are you to tell me what I need to address, especially if it didn't come out of my mouth? If it didn't happen on my channel, it didn't come out of my mouth. Why are you expecting me to address something that somebody else said on their channel way over yonder? No, what the hell? Cut that shit out.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It's gotten to be ridiculous, it seems like everybody has gone, if they don't like someone, they're going to pick out a word or a phrase or something that they don't like or deem acceptable.
Yes.
And
Yes.
everybody has something else in their mind that they that is their limit, to where, nope, I'm not going to put up with it anymore. And Cindy and I talked about it earlier, and it's like, what is that limit? It's all a matter of perspective and opinion, and what you'll tolerate and what you won't. And I can tell you a little bit of, there was a former creator on YouTube that spoke out on another creator about adoption, and about the fact that she gave up her child for adoption because it was the best thing to do at the time for her baby, right? My family adopted a child a year ago from birth. So she is 1 year old. Absolutely beautiful little child.
She's so cute.
She is. And she was adopted, like I said, from birth. And it was heartbreaking. I couldn't go in because well, I'll skip that part. But it has been very, very, very difficult for me to hear anyone go after a birth mother for giving up her child, when I know how, and I saw how a birth mother felt when she had to do that. That is probably the most selfless, not selfish thing that you can do. And so that was a no-go for me. And then when it happened a second time, I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm done. I don't care how many times you apologize. You're on your second time? No. And, for me, that was a deal breaker. No, you don't go after that, because I know how heartbreaking it is to watch a mother decide to do that, and it's very difficult.
Yep. And I agree. I agree. And people being put down because they chose to do what was right for their child. That is the hardest thing, I think, that a parent can do, is to be separated from their child. But as a parent, right? And I'm not talking about the parents that harm their kids. I'm talking about it as a parent, a mom or a dad, that as soon as they felt that baby moving in their belly, or as soon as that baby was conceived, there was a bond, there was love for that child. If you can't care for your child properly, and you want that child to have the best life, and you are so selfless and give that child and they have the best life, I think, how dare anybody put somebody else down or use that as a dig at somebody? That to me shows me the kind of person you are. Because unless you've been through it, you will never understand the strength that takes to put your child first. And that's what parents should always aim to do. Put your child first. And that's what a mom that gives her child up for adoption has done. A mom that allows a family member to raise their child has done. A mom that wants their child not to struggle or not to go through things because the parent is not in the right frame of mind to care for that child, either mentally, financially, physically, all of those things. And these are the things that bother me, and that people are bashed for, when these are things that people should be praised for. You know what I mean? And respected for. So that bothers me
Right. She
deeply too.
knew
That bothers me deeply
she
too.
knew she had nothing, that she wouldn't be able to take care of this little girl. And in a month's time, we didn't even know she was coming. And then the opportunity presented itself. And yeah, so my family has adopted a baby, and we love her. I
Yeah.
mean, unconditionally. That baby is our family, as if she has our blood running through her veins, and she will always know she's adopted. Always.
Yeah.
We don't believe in not telling her she has infant and child books all ready for adoption. And so, when it's some guy
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about, and using it as if it's a mean thing or a horrible thing, and how dare you give up your baby, or how disgusting you are, really, because that child should instead live in the CPS,
Right.
the foster care
Foster
system
care
forever. No,
system. Right.
no,
Right.
definitely not. Thank you, Kirsten.
Exactly.
She really is beautiful.
She is
That's our
beautiful. She's
little
so beautiful.
girl.
And
Yes,
Tira,
absolutely.
hi Froggy, hey sweetie pie. But
Hey,
yeah,
Froggy.
Tira said, how dare a mom laugh about that? He was 4, lived every day with that baby. I effed up. He's almost 10 and happier than God could give him. And that's the thing, Tira. That was so selfless of you, because you could have been selfish and put your needs and your wants before his, right? I know people that couldn't care for their, I'm gonna keep it on me. My mother, may she rest in peace, is not to dog my mother out. My mother couldn't care for us. She couldn't care for us financially, mentally, physically, financially, all that. And she kept us and was getting assistance and child support and all of this. And we never knew it, because there was never food in the house, because my mom was an addict. And my dad would beg her, let me take Cindy, and I almost said my brother's name. Let me take the kids. And my mother would tell us, I'll kill you before I let your father take us. And we didn't question her. And I've thought about it, when I grew up and I had addiction issues myself, I could never do that. I don't share about my children. I'm gonna share this one piece. When I was using, I had my kids were small, 3, 2, and 1 when I started using. And I remember I moved to Philadelphia because I was like, I had detoxed. I had went cold turkey, and I was like, I'm done. I'm just gonna do it. And 7 days I was cold turkey. I was with my parents. They didn't understand it. They didn't understand addiction. So they thought, just let her sleep for 7 days, and it was killing me. So anyway, I decided to leave to Philly. I took my babies. I went to Philly, and I went into the shelter system. They put us in a hotel and whatever. And I remember sitting there, and I'm thinking, I'm not in the right frame of mind right now. I cannot care for these kids that I love more than my life. I would die for my sons. And I remember calling my stepmom and my dad and saying, can you please come get the kids? And my dad said, thank you. Thank you. I was waiting for this call, my dad said. And my dad was there within 2 hours and picked up my kids and took care of them. And then I cleaned myself up. But that was like, it felt like ripping an arm off of me. It really did. A baby. I had a baby. My kids were little. And it broke my heart, but it also, it just made me happy, because I knew my sons were now going to be okay. I didn't have to worry, do they have Pampers? Do they have milk? Are they being taken care of? I knew my parents were going to take care of them. And it was the hardest decision I ever made, but the best decision I ever made, And I know that'll probably be used against me too in the future, and that's okay, because people are miserable and whatever. But I'll never share anything else about my sons, because I don't want anybody to ever come and my son's crazy. But I can relate. I can relate to doing what's best for your children, at, and doing something that was selfless, because I felt so at the time. I felt like I'm such a selfish bitch. Like, I've allowed this drug to overtake my life, where I didn't put my children first. But now that I'm educated, I know I was suffering from a disease. But I didn't allow my children to go through what I went through as a kid. You know, they had a great life because of that. So I'll never regret making that decision.
Yeah. No, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, what is it, whatever is going to be best for the child and for us, you know, with others getting their life on track, you had to get your life on track, you know, etc. So anyway, bringing it back because I definitely don't want to trigger anybody. I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
really
sorry,
bad if
guys.
it
I'm
did.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys.
So,
Thank you,
yeah,
mods, for
our
putting
mom.
trigger warning. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're great.
Mons, you may as well put a daggone trigger warning with every stream we do because you know we venture into shit we don't know. So we never know at what topic. So
Yeah.
I mean we have an idea, but yeah, for the safety of everybody, please put a trigger
Yes.
warning.
Thank you, Miranda. She put that shit in capital letters.
Buckle up. Buckle up, honeys. Put your
Yeah.
seatbelt on because you never know what you're getting with us. It could be a wild
Right.
ride.
Right.
So anyway, I had written down that I would love to talk about something that I noticed on
Okay.
YouTube and especially on YouTube, but you know, Twitter too, but Twitter always ends up it seems like things roll over from YouTube onto Twitter and not really vice versa every once in a
Mm-hmm.
while. And that's only when um, there is a creator that is being attacked or just nonstop, relentlessly being gone at or people going for.
Right.
And when a creator happens to, for a lack of a better term, bite back and
Okay.
go after them as well, what
Right.
do you think of that? What do you think of a creator who is going back at a sub that doesn't have a channel?
Uh, um. Well, you know that I used to think that it was a power imbalance. I definitely used to think that
Me too.
because they
Yes.
didn't have the same type of platform to share, and I felt like, it was unfair, is what I used to feel. But having spent more time on YouTube, online, I have reassessed and changed my damn mind, because now there's a difference. If someone gives their opinion, we have no right. Like if somebody doesn't like us and they say, well, I don't really like that creator. I think that creator's nasty. I think that creator, is always coming for people. That's very different. But if you are coming at me, and that's why I think it's individual. Should be each person, each situation needs to be addressed individually, right? Because I think that was the problem, that I, across the board, I was like, no subscribers should ever be targeted. No, that's a mistake, because you know there's some subscribers that enjoy, not only do they continue to do it, but they enjoy wreaking havoc on channels, causing drama. There's people that will come into somebody's chat and say some crap or dox somebody just so that somebody could say, oh, you allowed this person to be doxed in your chat, or talk crap in the chat just to start that trouble. And I think people like that need to be addressed. They need to be addressed. It needs to be addressed because people need to know you're going to be held accountable for your words. The same way
Right.
creators are called out every freaking day for every freaking thing. We see you, peekaboo. We see your ass in every freaking chat. And all of this, doing all this wicked stuff, that's more than just stating your opinion. That is inciting people to get upset and causing stress on creators, causing fights with creators. It's not fair. And if you're able to do that, if you're able to go into multiple chats and you're able to go on Twitter, I swear to God, when Terry used to call me a Twitter twatter, I was so mad at her. Like, what? You call me a Twitter twat? What the? But yo, it's true. It's true. I get what she's saying. If you can go to Twitter and say stuff that you won't say on your channel, you understand? And for some people, they
Yeah.
feel like they don't want to dirty their channel. They don't want to listen. Listen, Linda, we see you. Peekaboo, we still see your ass. I don't know what you think. These fucking Harry Potter wannabes. Your cloak is broken, girl. Your cloak of invisibility is broken. We see you. The fuck? You're gonna get addressed. That's how I feel. I'm sorry. If you're coming at me crazy and you're, coming at me for things that is really none of your freaking business, like some people, they'll just clip what you say on your video, right? And they'll show your video, they'll give you criticism. I have learned that that is okay because people are going to do it whether you like it or not. You can't stop somebody from criticizing something that they feel you've done wrong in a video, online, anywhere. You can't stop that. But if you're coming at me about personal stuff that really has nothing to do with my channel, no, I'm gonna come at you and I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Same way you coming at me to tell me about myself. Okay, I'm gonna return the favor, girl. Hi, Miss Cassandra. Hello. Hey, Reagan Crabtree. So that's just how I feel, but I feel like it's an individual thing. I'm not gonna say all subscribers deserve to be called out or no subscribers deserve to be called out. I think I have to take it on an individual basis.
I agree.
Again, just my opinion, guys.
I agree.
Drag.
One or two or even 3, 4 comments a month is one thing. Listen, I don't have the exact count. Again, we're doing the whole YouTube rules thing, and I don't conform to rules. Like, I'm just not going to do it. I need to be able to live a little, I don't want to be like with a leash around my neck, led around like a dog, and have other people tell me what I can and cannot do. And as long as it is not against TOS, I don't see really what the problem is. And like I said, of course I'm going to go where I want when I want, and it's been something that's been happening a lot lately, and I think it has a whole lot to do with some creators. Their rules are not to go after subs. Some creators, I mean, everybody has their rule, right? Like there's creators out there that will only speak about, creators that have 10,000, 20,000, whatever their mark is, right? There's no exact number. It's whatever that creator wants to do. And a lot of people are conforming to the pressure.
Yes.
And
sadly,
they really are. They're conforming, and I'm seeing it. When you see 100, 200 people watching a stream and there's only 10 people, if that, commenting, why that is the reason. That there are people behind the scenes that are afraid to be commenting because it's a controversial creator. Creator.
I agree, because I do the same thing. I'm hiding in the bushes 24/7.
Well, if you don't hide in the bushes, you're basically giving people permission, if they see you, to screenshot it, clip it, and say, oh, look at this person said hi to so-and-so. That means they're the devil. Let me clip that and put it into, a stream. Or video. It's absolutely absurd, and I've been thinking a lot about why, and how did we get here? And before I go into that, you go ahead, Cindy, if you have something to say, because
I just wanted to say hi to Rose.
Montage.
Hello. Hey, Rose. I think that was the only person. Oh, yeah. And I saw Claudia Levisky. Hey, sweetie. Poi. I know I said hello to Miss Cassandra, but I'm happy to see you here. And I understand what you're saying, Rose. And I get what you were saying in the chat. You were trying to rein it back in. So I get that. And it's things like that. It's hard. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to know what to do. And that's why it's very difficult to be mods for people too, because even as mods, you get blamed, right? For things that happen on the channel, or being a mod. We could do a whole damn live on that, because that is a whole other subject, and it's really difficult. And I think that mods are not paid, right? It's not a paid job. It's something that is voluntary, something that people do in a way to show support. and I think mods should be respected for that. But then it's and so we could do a whole live about that because that's another one, and that's what I'm saying. There's so many variables, right? With all these topics, there's not it's not a one size fits all, guys. It's not all or
No.
nothing. It's not a black or white. There's a lot of gray. There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of things that add to a situation or a circumstance that make it different than others, and that's why I think it's hard when I would come here and say no sub should be addressed, because there comes times where that rule shouldn't be applied, or there should be exceptions to that. So I'm not gonna set broad rules like that anymore, because then I'm gonna be a hypocrite all the time if I go against what I've said. And people do have the right to change their mind. I don't think that that's flip-flopping. I think that people do have the right to change their point of view, to change how they feel about things, to change their mind. And people have confused flip-flopping with changing your point of view, which is allowed. People are allowed to change their point of view, to change how they feel about a situation, to change how they feel about a person.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't realize our personal bias, our internal bias, is responsible for how we react to different situations with different people. If we lean more towards liking the person, it doesn't seem as bad when they do it. But somebody we don't like, oh shit, that's the biggest sin you've ever committed. And that's going to be normal. That's going to be natural, because as human beings, that's who we are. But I can always respect people who really try to see it objectively. Sometimes I don't have that ability. I've tried in the past to be that, but there are
Yeah.
going to be certain situations where I'm going to have a bias because of something that I've been through, like with the adoptive mom. I've never shared that story till tonight. And it did affect me when I would see people going after moms that way. It always affected me, but I always kept it to myself, but it really bothered me. And I decided to share it tonight because it has bothered me, and I need to share my voice. What am I doing on this platform if I'm afraid to speak, give my opinion, because I may be dragged by somebody or somebody may not like it? I am learning by trial and error that not everybody's going to like me, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
But I cannot sacrifice what I believe or stay quiet, especially if I'm creating content on this platform, because then I'm not giving everyone my true self. I'm giving a version that I think will be acceptable to people, and I have to live with myself at the end of the day. Nobody here has to
Yeah.
live with me. I have to live with myself, you know? So
Yeah.
go ahead, JayJay. What were you going to say?
So I was thinking, how did we get here? How did we get to a point where you watch online, you don't have to say anything, you don't have to do a stream, you just could go in and observe Twitter, which, let me just tell you, okay, Twitter is not a dumpster fire. Twitter is like an inferno at the
Mm-hmm.
entire dump. I mean, that is that is basically what it is. Like, set the dump on fire, not just the dumpster, and let it go
Yes.
up in flames
Yes,
and be
girl.
uncontrollable,
Yes.
because that's what Twitter is. And people think, I'll say whatever I want and it's not going to be any big deal. But again, creators make their own rules, and if they decide, they've seen enough and they've had enough and they point you out, what can you do? Like, oh my God, I'm such a victim. Oh, they called me out. How dare
Yeah.
they? I mean,
Yeah.
and it can be that way, and it can be a little frustrating, and you look at it and think hypocritical, at least I do anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was wondering, like, how these are things that I thought of. How did we get here? Well, what I thought to myself is that we're dealing with people that have different disabilities. We're
Yes.
dealing with people that have learning disabilities, people that have had physical head trauma,
Mm-hmm.
emotional and psychological trauma, people on medication or even drugs that are used recreational,
Yes.
which
Yes.
we know alter the way you think and react. There's neurological, developmental disorders. There's stress of everyday life that can alter your mood, like your health, jobs, relationships, all of that stuff. You could be fine one day, the next day having, your boss piss you off and you're expected to work like 100 hours a week, 7 days a week, whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. And you
Yeah.
come on YouTube to kind of escape that, and you see things that you don't like, and you don't really escape it. You're taking your frustrations out on others. So
Yes.
I think, what I do is when I see someone, we would all like to help people. At least I know I would. But
Right.
I'm not God, not Jesus. I can't make something be that isn't. I can't help everybody, right?
Right.
So when I
And you're not
realize
gonna
that
be
somebody,
perfect. You're flawed.
no,
You know
I'm
what I mean?
not. And I'm not a
Right.
psychologist. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not any of those things. So when I see that somebody is starting to, like, you don't know someone on the internet. You can see some things in chat, but it
Yeah.
really isn't, you don't know them. You don't even know
Right.
creators, even though you watch them every day. You really have to talk to someone quite often to realize that, uh, for lack of a better term, that there may be some issues there.
Right.
And I've been myself just walking away when that's happening. I just slowly start to back away, kind of like Homer Simpson going into the bush. That is
Yes.
me. I need to
Yes.
just, disengage, because I don't know how to help that person. And when you're seeing obsessive and this erratic behavior, what do you do? What do you do? You
Yeah.
know?
I
And we're
I
all
think you can't
trying
do
to
anything about that.
navigate.
Right.
Right. And we're all trying to navigate with these people and try to make them see our point of view or our opinion, or, what's right and what's wrong. And the world doesn't work that way.
No, it
People can
doesn't.
disagree without it being a
Yes.
big, huge deal.
And I agree with that. Like you said, when we can't fix people, right? We should never try to fix
Right.
people. We have a choice, right? To either meet somebody where they are, or if we can't deal with it, to walk away. But me, I never try to fix someone else, because I have a lot of things I'm working on within myself, and I know that
Right.
that is an unfair expectation to put on someone else, and especially since I don't want somebody to try to fix me. You know, doing better, healing, trying to be a better person has to come from within. It has to be done with oneself. You understand? No one else can
Yeah.
fix you or walk you to the right path. You have to do that yourself. So I am learning every day that with each person I meet, each relationship, because each person that you talk to, that is a relationship in some form. Even if it's a relationship of just being an acquaintance, of being cordial, each one is a relationship. So I tackle and I deal with each relationship individually. And if I see somebody and I get to know them on a, some people, you see them and you see the kind of person they are, or you think they are, and you're like, not for me. So, but then there's certain people that I'm gonna either meet them where they are and decide to stick around, or there's people that I'm just going to say hello to and keep it pushing. That is a decision that I think everybody has the right to make, without being forced to remain around somebody because that's what they want, or you're doing it to be a good person or whatever. Because if you're around somebody and you don't really want to be around them, you're not a good person. You know what I mean? Like, you're what, their charity to you? I don't get it. That's not a good person. A good person is honest and is going to tell you about yourself, and you're both going to allow each other to either keep the relationship, whatever relationship it is, or go your separate ways. But faking the funk, that's not a trait of being a good person per se, in my opinion.
Right.
In my opinion,
Right.
I'd
I
rather
mean, there's
somebody
a
be
way to be
honest. Don't
civil.
stick flowers up my butt. Hi, Teresa Cashman. Sorry, I wanted to say hello to Teresa. Yeah, there's a way to be civil.
There's
You're
a way
right,
to
of
be
course.
civil. You don't have to like love each other or
Right,
even really vibe with each other. But if they're in a chat, they say hello to you. I'm not going to be a dick and be like, hey, fuck
right,
you, give them the middle
right. No,
finger emoji.
definitely.
No, definitely not. I mean, we can be adults, and I don't I don't know. I feel like everything on YouTube and Twitter and social media is like exacerbated. You know, like it
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
doesn't,
definitely.
you know, it's like what is something that you would hang out with your friends and it said is like, ha ha ha. You know, you go
Yeah.
online, you go on a live or whatever and say it, it's like, oh my God, everybody coming at you with like pitchforks raised. And it's
Yeah.
craziness. You know,
Yeah.
everybody has issues and
True.
we don't know by looking at them what they're, unless it's a, you know, a big time physical disability or whatever the case may be. So constantly hearing derogatory comments at someone, it is highly offensive, and I'm amazed that not that it doesn't get called out more. You know,
Right.
like, oh, you're stupid, you know, you don't know anything, you can't spell a word, you can't read. We don't know that situation or that person. I mean,
Right.
I, you know, they might have said something you don't like, but do you really want to cut them to the bone just because they said something you don't like?
Right. And I agree, because we don't know if someone has had learning difficulties, if someone is special needs. We cannot, and that's the thing. A lot of times, if you're not a creator, let's say, and you're just an avatar and a name, and we see you in chat, we've communicated with you for months, we still may not know certain things about you. Some people make assumptions by seeing somebody's typing, but you may not know. Let's say I make a lot of typos when I'm typing, right? Let's pretend I wasn't a creator, you didn't hear me speak, and I was just a subscriber, somebody in chat. And when I typed, you saw a lot of typos, a lot of misspellings. You don't know, maybe it's arthritis, and I'm a
Right.
great speller, but my arthritis is making it so that every time I type, the words come out misconstrued or messed up. There can be so many reasons. And should that be something that we focus on to bash somebody over? You know what I mean? When there's so many bigger issues here on YouTube, on Twitter, there's people that are actually, that harass people, that do all these terrible things, but we're coming at people for their spelling or the way they speak, that they don't speak proper English, or they don't use proper grammar, or whatever, they can't pronunciate words properly. Are these things that we really want to be doing to people? Is this what we're setting this platform up for future generations? Because we know that as time goes on, it gets worse and worse and worse, right?
Yeah,
People
that's
make fun
happening.
of
We're
people.
seeing that.
Yeah, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And I know, as a mom that has a son with learning disabilities, I don't want that to be used against my son. If my son's speaking online and it misspells some words, or his grammar isn't correct, I want him to be looked at for his deeds, the things that he says, the substance of his words, not looking at the
Right.
way the words were written. Look at the substance behind the words. What is he actually saying in those words? I think that that's the point. We're so petty, and we focus on
Yeah.
stuff that really doesn't matter, just to tear somebody else down. Do we do it because we're trying to help somebody? No, we do it to make ourselves feel better, to make ourselves feel superior. If I call you dumb, or if I'm laughing at you, you don't even know how to spell. I'm doing it to
Yeah.
try to make myself feel better, to make myself feel like I'm one upping you, I'm better than you. When in reality, I must not really feel that. I don't have self esteem if I have to tear you down for your spelling, or for things that's really outside of your control, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. How about we go after people for content they're putting out, you know, instead of oh, you're fat, you're ugly, you're stupid, you can't
Right,
spell, you can't write,
right.
you can't read. You know, if they can't write and read, maybe there's an issue. And I've told this story before, and I ended up deleting the video, but I'm thinking of doing it again and just going a little more in depth. But my mother was in an apartment fire. She lived in the projects of Manhattan, New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And when she was 6 years old, in an apartment fire, she lost three siblings. I had two uncles that died that day and an
Oh, I'm
aunt.
so
So I
sorry.
never got to meet them. And my mother actually had died and was brought back. Um, However, she had severe brain damage from it. She is one of the nicest people. every one of my friends, every one of my sister and brother's friends, all have kids, and they call her grandma. The friends all call her mom. But if I ask her, Mom, can you spell cat? She will have to write it down, and it takes a bit. So are we going to discourage great human beings from being on a platform because they can't spell very well or they can't write? It's not really, it hurts. It's like to my core when I see those things. It's so hurtful. And don't you have something else to go after someone for? Like you said such and such, and you hate orphans and poor people, and if they said that on their planet, or I mean on their planet,
on their planet, some of them,
they
they
belong on another
planet.
planet. But if they say it on their channel,
Right.
then go after them for that. But damn,
Right.
like the manufactured outrage and the low blow insults are gross. And I don't understand how anyone can be close to someone like that and just look at it like, well, oh, my friend, she's just ha 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 ha, and that person can't spell very well. Oh my God, you got them.
Right.
There you go, girl. Biggest diss.
Yeah.
No, it's really not. It's pathetic.
Sorry, it's dude, man. Telling him I'm live and he's like in the background, so I had to mute. I'm sorry, JJ. I listened to you, but
No, I get it. Yeah, no, it's your channel. I don't want to be taking over.
stop it, Jay. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Oh, that's JJ. I'm sorry. Teresa Cashman, this is JJ JX2. JX2. What? Times two.
So you can
JJ.
call
It's
me
JJ.
JJ,
Yes.
J, or J times 2.
Yes.
Whatever
it's
you prefer.
JJ, but that's who that is. But I agree. I can usually figure it, right, Claudia? Yeah, I can figure out the comment too. And I agree. And I think that oh wait, Marianne, thank you for being here, sweetie. You're always welcome here. Thank you for being here. You don't gotta thank us for having you. You're more than welcome here. Anytime, every day. I hope you have a great night, sweetie. But I agree. I just think that we've really, I don't know, it's just gone too far and too far and too far. And I'm not gonna say that I haven't been guilty of being petty and throwing shade and making going live a few times and saying some things that now in retrospect I should have waited on. I kind of regret saying. I mean, everything, and that's why I still haven't deleted any of my videos. Some of them I regret, but I haven't deleted them because I'm showing my evolution, I guess, on YouTube. You know what I mean? And I felt that way at one time. So even though I don't feel that way now necessarily, I felt that way at one time. So I think it's still valid because that it's showing my journey on YouTube. And I hope to evolve to a better place. But I'm never gonna say I'm not gonna come here and mess up, because I mess up. There's been times where I've messed up and I'm going to mess up. I am. But I can't see just attacking people. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart if I make fun of somebody because they spell something wrong, or I just can't. I just can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I look at my mother, and she's probably, and I don't just say this because she's my mother. My dad was an asshole. God rest his soul, but he was an asshole. My mother, though, is one of the kindest, most gentle, loving. She took care of my kids. I went back to work when my son was 6 weeks. My daughter was 4 weeks. My mother cared for my kids. Where is my son? Where did my son leave to right now to go and have dinner with my mom? They're very, 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 very close. And to hear people make fun of things that another person can't help is disheartening, and I don't see the humanity in that. I really don't. It's heartbreaking. It hurts me because I have a lot of disabilities in my family, and since I was a little kid, and I would see it, and I would see people make fun of them. And so they say that your childhood is like, when your personality arrives and how you're going to be and such. And it was horrible. It was
Yeah.
horrible breaking, seeing that happen to my mom all the time, and to my dad for his physical appearance. And my mom has a huge percent of her body that is the lower half that is burnt, from the fire. She was on fire. And they made fun of her for that. And we live in Florida, and she wears shorts. My dad has a
That's
disease called
terrible. That's so
osteogenesis
terrible.
imperfecta, and he was, God rest his soul, like I said, severely handicapped. We couldn't go anywhere
Yeah,
without people staring. So it's absolutely horrible to make fun of these things. Think again. Don't
it
laugh at
is.
it.
You're
Even
right.
if one of the people that I adore as creators and that have become my friends said such things,
Yeah,
I would really be giving them a side eye and backing away, because that doesn't line up with my morals, and
right.
my standards and things that I live by.
Yeah, yeah. I
So,
agree. I agree
I think there
definitely.
are better insults out there. There's definitely better insults than going
Right.
after things that people cannot help.
Yeah, and can't control and can't change. I just don't see the point in that. I don't see it as a you like a one up. You didn't one up anybody. You actually brought yourself down. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we're doing. We're in trying to one up somebody, we're all just digging deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's just really and I'm not saying I'm saying we because I'm included in this. I have not sat on the sidelines and haven't done some stuff. So I'm not
Right.
here being a
Yeah.
moral
Yeah.
authority. That's not me at all. But I'm saying
No.
we because I've done it as well online, but I'm more aware of it. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that person that is coming at you if I'm angry and I'm having a dispute with you in the comment section or something. I'm not gonna, resort to that just because we're not gonna agree. Sometimes I'm just walking away. Most of the time, I always will say, okay, I'm just gonna agree to disagree with you. Have a great day, and I'm gonna walk away because I'm not gonna
Right.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's going to be achieved by doing that, and I'm just gonna show a side of myself that I don't like. Because Miss Cassandra said, "Drunk Cindy's fun, Cindy." I am, I'm not an
Oh,
angry drunk. I'm a
yeah.
fun drunk, but you know,
Girl, you need to get them little itty bitty bottles for next Thursday when we do our
yeah, oh
paranormal
yeah, I'm gonna
stream.
have to tell that story because last night I
Yes.
was thinking about the stories and I scared myself. I couldn't even sleep. I scared myself to death. I started hearing things. I'm freaking out, looking around. I'm like, Cindy, what the hell? You've lived here for almost 20 years. The hell is here now that wasn't here the last 20 years? Calm down. But I scared myself last night thinking about the stories. Me and JayJay were talking about the stories behind the scenes, and I scared myself because last night I caught myself thinking about it, and I scared the crap out of myself. So, also,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard in the background, dude goes to the room and goes to open the window and breaks the whole window. So now I have my bedroom windows broken, and it's like
Oh, no.
10 degrees outside, and now my window's broken in my bedroom.
Yeah. Well, we're doing
Amazing.
paranormal next week on my channel, Catherine. We're going to
Yes.
have people come up and tell their stories. I have a few that I've reached out to already that are going to come up. Some are maybes if they can, work up the ability really to tell their story, whether
Yeah.
they're afraid or that it makes them sad or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. So we're
Yeah.
definitely going to go over paranormal stuff,
That's gonna be
because
so
I have a
much fun. I'm
story.
scared.
I
Yeah,
only
I
have
have a
one
story too.
story, but
Hmm. I
it's
have
a
a few, but
story.
it's from a certain time period. It was in that one apartment that we lived in when I was a kid, and it's a creepy story. It's weird. The whole way we moved into the apartment was weird. So the whole vibe of that apartment was weird, and what
Don't
happened to us
tell.
in that apartment. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell, but you
You
guys
save
should
that
be there
story.
Thursday. It's gonna be crazy. Hi, allegedly, my girl. I saw you, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna have to
probably
cut it
should read
short.
some.
Oh, go ahead, read some comments. I gotta cut it
Yeah,
soon
read some
because I gotta
comments.
go figure out how to. What am I gonna do about this window? My building's maintenance is gonna have a heart attack,
Not only are they gonna have a heart attack, you're gonna freeze your ass off.
and they're gonna
It's cold
charge us.
out.
Yeah, it's cold. My feet are
Well,
freezing. I can feel the air, and I'm in the living
not in
room.
Florida. We were 78 today. 78. It's like, come on, man, we're in winter. Where are you, winter?
You
We have
suck
winter
so
for
badly.
maybe 2 days a year. 2 days. No, I don't suck. Because listen, I want it to be cooler. We deal with like 98 degrees
I know,
and
I
like
know,
100%
because you
humidity.
don't
So
get it. Yeah, here I want
yeah,
it to
I
be
don't.
warmer, but it hasn't been that cold in New York. But now I feel the cold air because, like I said, the window's broken. I can feel the air on my feet. Oh, I'm not. I guess I'm gonna have to sleep in my living room tonight. I'm not sleeping in that room. I'm gonna have to close the door because it feels really cold in there. But I just got to keep it locked so I don't want my cat to try to jump out the window. My cat is not an outside cat. He will not how to survive. But yeah. Azzy, did I say hi to Azzy? Hi, Azzy. I'm sorry. I waved at you, but I want to say hello to you. So let's see some comments. Bring your heat here, damn it, right? Shit. Oh, Jim Jules says she has stories too. Good.
Oh,
I think I'm
Jay, if you
sensitive to the
wanna,
other side sometimes.
I'm gonna
Wow.
message you, Jules, on Twitter. I'm gonna message
Yeah.
you and see if maybe we can have you up too, because I don't want to
Yeah.
drop the link and get
Yeah.
trolls and what people that we really don't want. But I can send the link to you
Yeah.
if you want to come up on panel, and I'm gonna send it to anybody who wants to come up on panel. As long as I know
Yeah.
them, because I
Yeah.
don't want to deal with anybody's like wee-wees on my
Yeah,
screen or anything
seriously.
like
No,
that. So
man. Take that shit somewhere else, man. Take the
I
shit to
know.
OnlyFans. Nobody want that
Who
shit over here,
wants
girl.
to see that? I never,
The hell?
off topic a little bit, but I never understood dick pics. Like, does that turn a woman on to get a dick pic? Really? Like,
Uh,
I'm like,
from
we're
randos?
not.
No, not from
Yeah,
randos.
like,
No, not from no
no, I don't
randos.
want to see that. Right, exactly. No, like, put your penis back in your pants.
Yeah, seriously.
Show
No,
me if you're
thank you.
smart. I want an
Right. Exactly.
intelligent,
Exactly.
at least semi-handsome. Obviously, I got
Show
to
me
be
your
attracted
other
to him in
head.
some
Show me
way.
your other head, please. Yeah.
Yes,
No, no,
yes,
no.
ma'am.
No, thank you.
Right. I don't want to see the cock and balls, please. Don't
Yeah,
want to
no, I
see
don't want
it.
to
Put
see
it
no
back.
damn fake brontosaurus rex. That shit, that looks like the head of a baby brontosaurus. No, put that shit away. Don't nobody want to see that shit. Fuck out of here. Shut your ass up, not
Yeah,
talking.
that's
Rose
probably
said, nope,
why the
nope, nope, nope,
only.
nope.
Probably
Hi,
why the
Pam. Hey,
only
Pam LeVar.
male review show is in Vegas with Chippendales. That's probably why. Yet in Florida, on every corner, you have a strip club.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, we don't really want to see all that. Like, I don't want to. Oh, I remember on my bachelor party, my sister like hired these strippers, and I'm like, ew, he's sweaty or baby oil or something. I don't want your junk like trying to like twerk in my face. Like, ew, ew,
How about when they
such a
start
turn off.
pumping? I'm like, boy, get up,
Yeah.
back up a little bit. Give me a little space. Give me a little space, damn it.
Right? Nobody wants you like gyrating on them when
No,
you're
thank
no.
you. No, thank you. Please.
And
Take it
that's
to
what they
the
do.
person getting married. Oh, you were the bachelorette. Whoever's the bachelorette is gonna get it the worst. Like, save that action for her. Don't bring that shit to me.
Yeah,
No,
they
thank you.
like toss you all around and stuff. I'm like, dude, like you're
Mm-mm.
gonna hurt me
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah.
You're gonna
Don't be
like
mad.
bang
Oh,
my
yeah,
head
because
into a wall.
you're so petite. What the hell?
Right.
Fracture you and shit.
They
No, don't be
did.
manhandling
They
me.
did. Tossing me around and so
Oh,
I'm
nah.
like, I tell my
No.
sister, I'm
Uh-uh.
like, can you like, call your guys off, please.
What they
I'm
thought
not
they were doing?
no.
Slam dancing you? What the fuck? What
I'm
kind of
like,
shit?
let's go.
Slam dancing?
I'm like, let's go back to like the spa and a bar. How about we do that? I
Right,
don't want no man,
right.
sweaty man gyrating on me. No,
I'm
no,
telling you. No,
not my
thank
deal.
you. Hi, the artsy nurse. How are you? She said, I've seen more dicks than probably anyone, but I'm usually putting catheter in them. I hear you.
Oh,
So she
ouch,
really
ouch,
doesn't want to
ouch.
see them outside of work, right? That's what I thought. Like gynecologists, right? Do they still enjoy sex? I know. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. When I worked in a deli making sandwiches all day, the last thing I wanted to see when I got home was a damn sandwich. So please, don't give me no sandwich. Don't show me a sandwich. I don't want to see a sandwich. So if I was working all day with that shit, don't let me come home and I don't want to see one. Like, put that shit away, please. I've seen them all day. No thank you. Like, for
Poor
real. No
thing.
thank you.
You poor thing.
Jim Jules
Look, I
said
don't
a
work with
penis is
dicks
not
all day, and
pleasing
I
to
don't want
look
to
at.
see pictures.
That's true. That's true. That's true. She said, no matter how many filters are on it. Imagine somebody putting a filter with sunglasses and shit on a penis. Like Tira does with the wigs and shit.
Listen to this. My sister, for my bachelorette party, it was beautiful. She got on Clearwater Beach, this suite that had a couple bedrooms for all of us girls. She hires these damn strippers. They come in, and I swear they were like the reject strippers. Like one dude had out of his Speedo, not even kidding, he had like 70s bush. I'm like, do not trim before. Swear to God. Swear to God.
Bro.
I'm like, ew. He had enough pubic hairs to like stuff a pillow.
His joint had sideburns. His joint had sideburns. Oh, ew, no.
It did. No. I'm like, even my sister, oh my God, she was laughing. I'm like, what is this? Like,
ew.
Are you
That's what I said.
me right now?
No, JJ, I said if I was ever a stripper, I would have to, they would put me like on Cellulite Tuesdays, Stretch Marks Mondays, C-section Thursdays. Like, that's the only stripper I would be hired for. Oh, okay, yeah. Come, Cindy, you can be C-section Thursdays. That's about it. Listen, I would be one of those D-class fucking strippers. So I feel their pain. I really feel their pain. Poor guys.
Monday.
Little D-class strippers. You guys are too funny. Right? Miss Cassandra comes in and look what happens to I'm blaming Miss Cassandra.
How did we get to talking about strippers and pubic hairs and stuff? Like, from what
I have
we
no
were
idea.
I don't know.
Miss Cassandra
This is me and Cindy's normal talk. We'll start out all serious and talk about what we think, and before you know it, you're wanting to pee your pants. It's a good time.
For real. It's you know what, we just this is how we are. We're gonna be us. We'll talk about some stuff and then try to end it on a light note. You know, we try to end it on a light note because we know, like we said, we know that there's some shit going on YouTube, and I've contributed, but I'm really trying to stay away from all that. So we're just doing, like I said, this is over here. This is the table by the bathrooms. You guys are always welcome to this table. It's big enough for everybody. Just bring some nose plugs because, you know, we're by the bathroom, but you're good over here with us. We're good. And we're just going to be us. You know, we're not going to conform to what anybody else feels. I'm going to stay in the bushes in a few chats because, you know, for some reason, I still get dragged no matter what, even if I just say hello.
Cindy, do you know how crazy that sounds, that people are just waiting? I mean, I know it's happened with us. Screenshots were taken that we were in Roadhog's chat. Not saying anything bad, but we're in there talking to other chatters, and they take screenshots and they put it around. Can you believe Selfie Queen Cindy and that JayJay? They went in his chat. Oh my God. I mean, it's just so absolutely ridiculous. It really is. And the thing of it is that the person who's complaining is taking the screenshot, so they are watching the stream too. They're just not chatting.
That's true. And sometimes, like, I'll watch a stream and I'll see people in the chat that I want to talk to, so I'll go and talk to them. But now I'll see people in the chat and they're having a conversation that I want to get into, but I'm resisting and I'm not doing it. And now I find myself just commenting bushes and eyes, like, you know, to let the people in the chat let them know I'm here. Hi guys, hello. I can't say more than this because right now the climate is everybody's so on edge on YouTube. It's really it's a scary
They're angry.
Yeah, and it makes
me
scared. It makes me scared for subscribers more, again, because I have a platform. I could come up here. We could come up here and talk our shit and get our frustration out. I was talking to my son yesterday, and I was telling him, you know, I know that because since the pandemic, he doesn't go out. You know, he does his school home. My son doesn't go outside. The COVID has scared him. He's 17. He's scared. to get sick. He's scared. It's really scared him. It's made him an introvert. He was a social kid, and it has changed my son. And I said, "Pa, you gotta, maybe I should get you into therapy because you're always in your room. You're depressed. I think you're depressed." And he actually agreed, and he said, "Mom, YouTube is your therapy, right?" And I looked at him and I was like, "Oh," he was like, "I see it, Mom. I see that YouTube is your therapy. That's what YouTube does for you, right?" And I said, "Yeah, it is. I come here and I get to talk to you guys and interact with you guys, and it does. It helps me because I'm home most of the time as well. I had to change the way I
Yeah.
socialize as well." And I told my son, "Yeah, and I want you to have an outlet like that. So I want to set up therapy for him because I want him to have an outlet like I have an outlet. I get to come and talk to you guys and we get to laugh and release, that frustration, whatever it is that I'm feeling, my anxiety or whatever. And I want
Right.
him to have that. And so if you guys can come here and relieve a little bit of your frustration and your anxiety with us, that makes me so happy. It really makes me happy."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. As long as everybody is doing it in a respectful way, there's no reason for it to go sideways, you know?
I
And
agree.
there were probably last June where I was fed up with some things and I came completely out of character. Someone who is
Yeah,
not even, the real me. It's kind
yeah,
of like suppressed. My temper is
yeah,
suppressed. Like I
definitely.
build up, build up, build up, don't say anything. It keeps building and then I explode. And that is definitely something that I have to work at. Um,
Yeah,
and I have been trying, definitely trying.
yeah,
Because I hate when you know something is true and you see your friends getting dragged and it's hard. It definitely is
it
hard.
is.
And
It is. And it's a hard
I
place
just
to know
want
how to
people.
navigate it, right?
Right. And I just want people to remember that, like I said, there are people out there you have no idea that are just talking and that are creators, and suddenly you can tell that something is not quite quote unquote normal. And
Right.
for that, I would say, realize that everybody is going through something.
It's
Everybody
true.
is going through something. And we not only have all of these disorders and mental health issues and, you know, all of that, people on medication, people using recreational drugs, addicts, whatever, we're dealing with that. And you can't, I guess what I'm saying is don't judge too harshly. Just walk
Yes.
away.
Yes.
And that's something I'm definitely learning to do. And I have to keep reminding myself, just walk
Yeah.
away. Like it's not that
Yeah.
important. This
It's
person
true.
is
It's true.
obviously struggling with something.
Right.
So yeah, that's
Some
just the way I
battles are
feel.
not worth it. But I wanted to read
Right.
Teresa Cashman. I started
Sure.
watching YouTube when I lost my brother in March. We lived
Mm,
together and he was my best friend. I just recently discovered live streams and it does help. And I am so sorry
aw.
for your loss. That is what happened to me. I lost my mom in April of 2020, and YouTube became an outlet for me. It really, really did. And it was a hard time losing somebody, especially, your brother who was your
Yeah.
best friend. And I'm
Awesome.
glad. And it makes me sad for people like that came here not to escape our, I heard somebody say that, oh, people came to YouTube to escape. No, we came here to have an outlet. I have said that in the past. Oh, I came to escape my stress. And I guess I should have worded it different. You can't escape anything that you deal with in real life. You can't escape it. You can get away from it, but when you shut off your phone, your reality is still that. So I don't escape it. I just want a way to cope with it. And YouTube has helped me to learn to cope with my grief, with whatever stresses I have. So I had said that before too a long time ago. Oh, I came to YouTube to escape. And I guess I should have worded it different because people take what you say literally. You say something, they're like,
Right.
well, you said this. Well, okay, maybe I misspoke. But yeah, I think that it helps me to cope, having an outlet. This is an outlet for me. So I agree, Teresa, and
Yeah.
I'm
And
glad that you have that.
one last thing that I had noticed that I think is ridiculous is
Mm-hmm.
that people that go on their channels or IG or Twitter and do
Mm-hmm.
lives and they're like, speaking on a person or a topic, and they're like, well, I don't watch the lives because I won't watch that person. I was sent clips. Now, listen, we all know I get sent clips, you get sent clips, but when that happens, I go back to a stream because I want full context. I want to understand what's going on. But I see creators all the time losing their minds when they didn't even watch a full stream. Or so they say they didn't watch a full stream, yet they're pretty much able to tell you everything about that stream.
Right.
Creators and subs, if you watch something, just say you watched it. Who cares? Like, you look silly constantly saying I didn't watch it when it's obviously the fact that you did.
And
Really?
JFit, I'm sorry
you just
for your loss too.
recited it from start to
No,
finish.
go ahead.
Oh, JFit.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Awesome.
Good. You're right. You know what I wanted to say, JJ? I think that that's so true. Like, I've learned my lesson too. Sometimes people will send me clips of something or screenshots of something, and I've addressed things without knowing the full context. And I've learned the hard way that context does matter. I need to listen to the full conversation, not bits and pieces, because if I listen to a piece or I'm told secondhand information, I may react in a way that I wouldn't have reacted had I listened to the whole thing myself. So my advice from somebody who's made these mistakes and still does is, if you're going to address it, get full context of it. Watch the stream. Don't take what anyone sends you, a piece of it, and run with that because you may be wrong. And I've had to apologize because I've done that. I ran with something, I was sent something, I ran with it, and it ended up not being fact. So I had to come and retract it and apologize. And I'm not afraid to apologize if I'm wrong. But I'm trying to correct that to avoid having to apologize every day. If I'm sent something or told something, I'm going to go and see it for myself so that I can understand it for myself and interpret it my way. Because if somebody gives something to me, their interpretation of it may be very different than mine may be. But so if somebody, like, let's say for instance, I give JJ something and I'm like, JJ, look at this screenshot. She was saying that, oh, JJ's always in the shit. And I'm going to interpret it a different way. No, just for example. And I'm going to get JJ all riled up. Oh my God, Jay, she's so disrespectful. First of all, I didn't show who she was responding to. Whoever made that comment, I didn't show the full context of what was being said before that. It may be something totally, even though she's talking shit, it may not be as serious as I'm making it. And had JJ seen it for herself and got the full context, her interpretation of it may have been like, but now I just told her what her interpretation should be. You understand? Because I'm angry at it. So I'm like, oh, JJ. So now I've just set a fire within her that maybe didn't need to be set. So if somebody gives you something or a clip or a screenshot, please do research yourself and get the context of it, at least for yourself. And I'm saying that because that's what I'm doing. I'm going to find out, and I'm not going to address everything. I'm going to pick my battles, because if I do that, I'm going to be fighting all day. Somebody's going to say, I see SQC, SQC, SQC. I see it all over the place. What am I going to do? Come here and go live every few minutes or go to Twitter every few minutes? No, I'm going to pick my battles from now on. And there's some things that don't need to be addressed, and that's how I'm trying to navigate from this day forth. Because before I would react like, oh, what the, and come here and spaz out. And I'm trying really, really to work on that, not to react and not to let somebody else's interpretation become my interpretation. So
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. That's something that I'm realizing as well. I've learned a lot about YouTube. I've been on YouTube for probably 3 years watching streams, and I learned so much stuff. I watched the whole Katie Joy thing go down. Now, neither you or I have ever done a Katie Joy stream. I just don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to contribute. I'm bored of it. It's just same old, same old. She ain't never gonna change, and that's that. There are other communities and things that I watch, and let me tell you, like I said, the other communities, they say what they want to say, and you don't see everybody all up in arms over it. Oh my God, they said this word, they said that word, they said this sentence, and it's like people look for any reason, and then they the whole mob mentality and going after people, and we see it right before our eyes. And if people just step back and looked at it, it's like, wow, was it really worth tearing this person apart?
Yeah, I agree. And that's, if we just took a minute just to dissect stuff and breathe, I think we would react differently. I think we would. But yeah. Teresa says, oh my gosh, and I feel so bad for her.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have a lot
sorry,
of guilt
Teresa.
over it. I feel like if I found him sooner, I could have saved him. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm just venting. Don't listen, Teresa. Don't do that. We don't accept that. No sad fishing or none of that. Here you express, you vent, you do all of that here.
Yeah.
Here there's no judgments for somebody
Yes.
sharing something that they've been through. We don't do that here. There's no such thing as sad fishing. There's no such none of that shit. You're free to share anything and everything you want to share here. And what you've been through is traumatic, it's terrible, it's life changing, and I'm glad and proud that you were able to share it here with us. And I'm sincerely sorry for your loss. I can't even imagine. And
No.
but you can't take on that guilt. Trust me, I have guilt too. I have guilt too with my mom, so I understand it. But in order to grieve properly and get through it, you have to let go of that guilt. You can't, the coulda, woulda, shouldas. I know that's what we say to ourselves, right? If only I could have, if only I would have, I should have. No, you can't. You can't do that to yourself. That is tormenting yourself, and you're already grieving. You're already in a state, and you don't need to take that on yourself as well. My opinion. I know it's easier said than done. Right? I'm telling you, stop feeling guilty. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna get right on that. It takes time, but please try to cut yourself some slack. Please. Okay? That's how I feel about that. And we don't do that here. Everybody can share, vent, all that, all that, all that. Somebody has an issue with it, tell them, come drag me. Come drag me. You ain't dragging me anyway.
So guys, don't ruin YouTube. Don't just sit in the bushes. Go where you want. If you're able to handle whatever may come, just remember that anything that you put online, oh God, I wish I would have like told myself this months and months ago, that anything that you put online, if you're nasty, it's probably going to be shown. People are going to see it, and you're going to be outed for it. If you're doing it over and over and over again, you cannot cry victim when that happens. You just can't. It's silly, and I don't conform to that stuff. I'm no sheep. I don't look at it and go, oh,
No,
well,
me either.
everyone else is saying this is okay.
Right.
So, or everyone else is saying this is not okay and I should be mad.
No.
No.
Contrary to belief, I'm not a sheep. I think for myself, and I've never been a follower. Never my whole life. Trust me, I'm a loner. I don't mind sitting by myself. I've never been a follower. But the artsy
me
nurse
too.
says, yeah, definitely. That's why we
I
click.
could keep myself occupied all day long. I don't need anybody else. I'm perfectly fine.
And Catherine Pertz, I'm sorry, you have to try to let go of that guilt as well. And maybe we can have a bereavement stream. I've actually held bereavement. I facilitated bereavement groups when I worked at harm reduction. So maybe we can have a bereavement live, where we can try to process grief, because we're all dealing with grief, right? Especially with COVID. A lot of people have lost people, loved ones. So I think that would be really therapeutic for all of us to have a bereavement stream where we can come and grieve together and let it out, vent our feelings. Of course, the whole thing would be trigger warning because we'd all be sharing grief. But I think when you have support and you build a support system, that's the biggest thing with dealing with grief and guilt. And I saw the artsy nurse said she has guilt over her mom's death as well. So I think it's really important. And I think I'm going to have an extra live, maybe Tuesday. I'll do a live and we'll do a bereavement live so that people can, we can try to work on ways to deal with our grief in whatever facet that may be, and deal with it together, because support is going to be it's so important in learning to grieve and getting past it, in learning to heal, because like I've said many times, you have to feel it to heal. You have to feel the hurt, the pain, all of that, the
Oh.
despair. That's and it's terrible. Nobody wants to feel that shit. You want to ignore it. But that's the way that you heal from it. So I'm going to set up a live. I think it'll be Tuesday evening, and we'll do that. And we'll have a bereavement stream where we'll just all support each other, give our stories. I'll have a panel. Anybody that wants to come up, you just have to show me your face. You don't have to show the face on here. Show me your face backstage. No peeny weenies. And we'll do that. And we'll have an open panel for anybody that wants to share. And so we can support each other. Okay? I think that would be great.
That
And
would
we'll
be
definitely be doing
amazing.
that.
Tell
Because
our
I see so many
stories. That would be
people.
great.
Yeah. I see so many people that are dealing with it. And I think that would be a great live. Hi, Brianna West. Hello. She said, I love that stream. I lost my mom last month and it's been hard. I am so sorry for
Oh
your
my
loss.
God, I'm sorry.
I can't
so
even
sorry.
imagine when I lost my mom, it was very hard. So I can't imagine. I can't say that. I can imagine. I definitely can relate, and I can imagine how it is to lose your mom. And it's very new for you. So please know that you're not alone, and you have our deepest condolences, our most heartfelt condolences. And Tuesday,
Absolutely.
I'm going to have a live here. We're going to have a bereavement live. I'm going to hopefully be able to help. We can help each other deal with our grief. Everyone is welcome, of course, you guys, and anyone is welcome on panel that would like to share or whatever. We're just going to be to support each other. Okay. So to everybody, I'm so sorry for anybody's loss. I get it. Yeah, thank you guys for being here tonight. See, we went from serious to laughing to serious, and this is why I'm saying nobody in my chat should be held responsible for what I say out of my mouth, because you don't know where the stream is gonna go. A stream may start off on a topic and go somewhere totally different, so that's why I think keep the responsibility on me. If anybody wants to come at me for something I said in the stream, come at me. Don't come at anybody in my chat. Deal with me. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm getting pretty
Deal
good
with
at it.
Cindy.
I'm getting pretty good at getting dragged. Don't drag JayJay either. Stop dragging JayJay. JayJay's not responsible for me. JayJay is. She's really not my sugar daddy. Listen, okay? I know y'all want to believe that shit. She doesn't control me. She doesn't have a fucking one of those little click clacks and doesn't, hypnotize me and have me at her beck and call and say, Cindy, move left. Move. I'm not her puppet. I think for myself.
No.
I do for myself. So if you have an issue with me,
and if you got
deal with me.
If you got to know her, you would know she's not in any way some kind of follower. She has a very good heart, and she has her own brain, believe it or not.
Yes.
And I just adore Cindy. So
I adore you too.
We talk all the time. We talk all the time. We could talk about a serious, and my bereavement story with my dad and me being on a cruise ship, and so there's lots of stories we can tell on Tuesday, and that will be interesting. I think it would be good and therapeutic in some way. Again, we're not doctors.
So too. We're not doctors. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychoanalyst. I am a human being who has dealt with grief, who has had training certified in facilitating groups and bereavement and all of that. And so I'm coming to you not as a professional, because I'm not a therapist or none of that. I'm coming to you as somebody who has had loss, suffered loss, had trauma, who can relate on that level. And if I can help, my phone's about to kick me, guys. So yeah, I just saw it blink. It's about to kick me. But so that's all we're coming from. We're coming from a human being's point of view. Okay, that's all we want to do is help each other. So hi, Brittany Travis, thank you for being here. Sorry, we're about to end. I'm sorry, but Sunday I'll be here. We'll be here Sunday. We're gonna talk about perspectives. Tuesday we'll be here. Oh my God, my phone's about to kick me. Having the bereavement group, and then Thursday we'll do the paranormal on JayJay's channel. Okay, but we'll schedule all these lives. Just have your notifications on. Like I'm a YouTuber. Put your notifications on to be notified every time we go live. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. Whatever. But thank you guys for being here. JayJay, as always, it's a pleasure to have you here. All of you guys, I thank you all so much for being here. You know, I couldn't do it without you guys. You guys are why I have a channel. You guys are why I'm here, and I will never forget that. It's all thanks to you guys.
Yeah.
So I love you guys. Te quiero, te adoro. Hola, hola, hola. Hasta luego. Bye, guys. Love you, JayJay. Love you guys.
Bye. Love you too, Mama.
Bye.
Thank you for coming.